What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to today's installment of Renegades Reviews. I am the Renegade J.J. Williams, here to bring you my thoughts on yet another Christmas special movie. Today I'm going to actually meld two DVDs into one, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. Initially, I'm talking about Mickey's Magical Christmas, Snowed In at the House of Mouse. But I'm also going to combine this with Walt Disney's Classic Cartoon Favorites, Volume 9, Classic Holiday Stories. And before I get in depth onto the individual items here, the reason I'm doing this is because with Mickey's Magical Christmas, Snowed In at the House of Mouse, I don't know how many of you ever watched House of Mouse when you were younger, but essentially House of Mouse is an animated variety show. The premise of the show was that Mickey Mouse and his friends own a club, and at the club they would show cartoons. And the guests of the club would be classic Disney characters from the other movies. Well, in this particular episode, we start with what appears to be the end of the night. Mickey is thanking everybody for coming, but then they can't open the doors to the House of Mouse to let everybody out. Hence, Snowed In at the House of Mouse. So in an effort to entertain people, they start to show Christmas cartoons on Christmas evening. Well, two of the cartoons that they show are featured on the Classic Holiday Stories compilation. There's only one that is on that compilation that is not featured in the House of Mouse special. So I figured since I was going to be talking about those two anyways, I might as well talk about the other one on the Classic Holiday Stories DVD. That way I don't have to backtrack later, nor do I admit it because it's a good short. So anyways, as I stated, they get snowed in at the House of Mouse, and Mickey wants to entertain as he always does. We see a brief short called Donald on Ice. It's nothing fancy. I've seen better Donald Duck shorts that they could have used. But then we go into Pluto's Christmas Tree from 1952. Classic cartoon. Mickey and Pluto are decorating their tree. Much like in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, which we talked about earlier in the week. However, Pluto discovers that living in the tree are Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale, of course, decide to try to get the best of Pluto. Pluto goes crazy. They end up destroying the tree. When Mickey discovers Chip and Dale are there, he's all like warm and fuzzy. Oh, Pluto, look, we have chipmunks in our tree. The short ends with Minnie, Donald, and Goofy out on the snow embankment in front of Mickey's house singing Deck the Halls. Classic short. We then get their telling of the Nutcracker, which again is so-so. It's narrated by John Cleese. You have Minnie Mouse as Maria, Donald Duck as the Mouse King, Goofy as a magical snow fairy, and of course Mickey as the Nutcracker Prince. Again, I've seen better Disney Christmas shorts that they could have thrown in here, but it was good nonetheless. Then we're going to bounce over to the Classic Holiday Stories and talk about the small one. Now, I remember when I first got a hold of this DVD, I knew Pluto's Christmas Tree. I knew the other short on here. But I was like, the small one? What is the small one? What is this even about? So I popped it in. I'm fairly open-minded when it comes to Disney. I'm willing to give it a chance. So we sit there and I'm watching Small One, and on the surface it starts off it's a story about a boy and his donkey who's past its prime, and he can't do enough work to justify the food that he eats, so the dad wants to sell the donkey. The boy, of course, is heartbroken, but he asks his dad if he can take the donkey into town on his own and sell it. And the boy and his father live in a town just outside of Nazareth. Takes the donkey to the market, but no one's in need of a scrawny donkey except for a tanner who wants to skin Small One for his hide for leather. So as the story is progressing, you're like, what is this about? What does this have to do with Christmas? Eventually, a man approaches the boy, asks if the donkey is for sale, says that he needs the donkey to help take him and his wife to Bethlehem. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Okay, this man is Joseph, trying to get the Virgin Mary to Bethlehem to give birth to baby Jesus. Now it starts to make sense why this is a Christmas story. Very well told tale about love and appreciation, and not to judge a book by its cover, because even the oldest and the weakest things can find a place in this world to do a job. Great, great storytelling. The last segment on Snowden at the House of Mouse, as well as on the Classic Cartoon Favorites DVD, is the 1983 classic Mickey's Christmas Carol. Now, truth be told, that is the main reason why I decided to review this DVD, and it's the same reason why I would have reviewed the other one, because Mickey's Christmas Carol is a classic. I cannot say enough great things about Mickey's Christmas Carol. Mickey's Christmas Carol is the reason why for many, many years I could not watch a live action telling of A Christmas Carol. Because Mickey and Company does in 25 minutes what every other telling takes at least an hour and a half to do. And I never understood that growing up. If Mickey and Company can tell the story in less than 30 minutes, why do you need an hour and a half to tell me the exact same story? Of course, everybody by now should know about Mickey's Christmas Carol and the story of A Christmas Carol. Here's some things that you may not know. Mickey's Christmas Carol was the last time in which the original voice of Donald Duck, Clarence Nash, did his voice. He was also the only original voice actor from Disney to be in the feature, as a number of original voices had passed away in the 60s and 70s. It's also the first time theatrically that Wayne Allwine did the voice of Mickey Mouse. So it's kind of a passing of the torch here with one of the original actors and the voice essentially of my generation for Mickey Mouse. Wayne Allwine took over the role originally in 1977, doing the animated intros to the new Mickey Mouse Club. I was born in 76. 83, when this came out, was his first theatrical appearance, like I said, as Mickey. And he did Mickey all the way up until 2009 when he passed away. So, like I said, Wayne Allwine is my generation's Mickey Mouse. Of course, Alan Young is Scrooge McDuck in this telling. And then you get a bunch of cameo appearances from classic Disney characters as background characters in this. You've got, obviously, Scrooge McDuck as Ebenezer Scrooge. You've got Mickey Mouse as Cratchit. Goofy appears as Jacob Marley. Jiminy Cricket, Willie the Giant, and Pete as the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, respectively. The role of Scrooge's nephew Fred is played by Donald, who of course is Scrooge's nephew in the Disney universe. Daisy Duck plays Scrooge's love interest, which was kind of interesting because Daisy has always been Donald's love interest. But then we also had cameos by Mr. Toad as Fezziwig, Minnie Mouse as Cratchit's wife, Rat and Mole, also from The Adventures of Mr. Toad. And then in background roles, you had the Big Bad Wolf, the Three Little Pigs, Lady Cluck from Robin Hood, as well as the Rabbit Children, Skippy Bunny, Toby Turtle, and Mother Rabbit. You had Horace Horsecollar and Clarabelle Cow, Clara Cluck, Angus McBadger, also from The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, Chip and Dale, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Cyril, the horse from Mr. Toad. Like I said, this Mickey's Christmas Carol is by and far probably my number one favorite cartoon Christmas special movie, whatever you want to call it. And as I said, for many, many years, it is the reason why I couldn't watch live action telling, because they got it perfect in 25 minutes. What do you guys think of Mickey's Magical Christmas snowed in at the House of Mouth? What do you guys think of Walt Disney's Classic Cartoon Favorites Volume 9, the classic holiday stories, more specifically Small Ones, since that's the only one I really talked about from that, as the other two were in the House of Mouse episode? And most importantly, what do you guys think of Mickey's Christmas Carol? Let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, as always. Let me know what other Christmas movies, Christmas TV episodes, and animated Christmas specials you would like for me to talk about as we continue our road to Christmas. And until tomorrow here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, I'm the Renegade JJ Williams, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.